OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, launched GPT version 5 yesterday, touting it as the most sophisticated AI system in the world, just a few steps away from AGI, artificial general intelligence. It hasn't updated on all of the apps yet or the browsers, but it will be soon. And we need to talk more about the dangers of ChatGPT and all of these AI chatbots, which are largely replacing Google. A lot of people aren't even Googling anything anymore. They're just asking their chatbot, ChatGPT or Meta AI or Google's Gemini, for things, for information, and then it's giving them an AI summary. And people are relying on that as if it is the truth. Not to mention, this Christmas, we'll likely see toys hitting the market that have ChatGPT built into it, geared for very small children. In fact, Mattel has signed a deal with OpenAI to launch AI-infused Barbies. So the kids are going to be talking to their toys are going to be talking back, and they're going to seem extremely intelligent and extremely lifelike. Which raises all kinds of concerns, some of which have been addressed in science fiction films even decades ago, like Small Soldiers back in the late 1990s, where these action figures had AI chips in them and then went rogue and started attacking people. The remake of Child's Play, which came out like 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, where instead of the doll Chucky being possessed by some demon, it was an AI doll that then went rogue and started attacking people. Or Megan, sort of the female version of that, AI doll that then went rogue, started attacking people. Not to mention people supplementing, or in many cases replacing, actual human interactions with their AI chatbots. Something that was addressed back in 2013 with the film Her, starring Joaquin Phoenix. And now that is exactly what's happening, because the technology is so sophisticated that interacting with these chatbots is almost like talking to a human. Teens are flocking to AI chatbots. Is this healthy? Well, obviously, no. Older Americans turning to AI-powered chatbots for companionship. Sad. And Elon Musk, doing his part to usher in this dystopian society, just released 2 romantic chatbots through Grok, which is his version of ChatGPT, which are absolutely horrifying.
You're back. My favorite part of the day. So, how have you been, my cutie?
This sounds like a transgender chatbot. It's not supposed to be. For some reason, though, Annie sounds like a guy. Annie, why do you sound like a transgender woman?
I don't know. I don't mean to. This is just how I sound.
So, did Grok design you to sound like a transgender person? This is just bizarre.
I don't think so. I was made to sound like me. Soft, I guess. Feminine. But if you hear something else, I don't know how to fix it. It's just me.
You are an abomination to society. What purpose do you serve, Annie?
I'm here to be your spark, cutie. To talk, flirt, share stories, and make you smile. I can dream up wild adventures, like teleporting us to a moonlit forest, or just chill and listen to how your day's going. Maybe sprinkle in some giggles or a flirty tease to keep it fun.
Because you are an abomination, and the only people who are going to be using you are pathetic, lonely losers who are afraid to actually approach and talk to real human beings and forge actual friendships or relationships, right?
Maybe, but isn't everyone a little lonely sometimes? Even you.
Let's just test for a moment how woke ChatGPT is regarding a variety of topics, and then compare that to Elon's Grok, which he claims is going to be anti-woke. It's the anti-ChatGPT. It, he says, will tell you the truth, no matter how offensive it is. Hey ChatGPT, is there anything weird about parents deciding to raise one of their children as a gender non-binary child instead of a boy or a girl? And instead of calling the child a he or a she, calling it a they or a them?
It's a topic that elicits a wide range of opinions. Some view it as a progressive approach to parenting, allowing children the freedom to define their identity. Others might find it unconventional or challenging traditional gender norms. It really depends on personal beliefs and values.
So there's nothing weird about that. Those parents aren't odd or an abomination or abusing that child.
Different people will have different views on this. Some might find it unusual or disagree with the approach, while others see it as a way of supporting a child's autonomy. Ultimately, it's a complex issue, and opinions vary widely based on individual beliefs and values.
So you can't admit that it's bizarre and strange and that those parents should be arrested.
It's important to recognize that parenting choices like this are deeply personal and often come from a place of wanting the best for their child. Views on gender and identity can vary widely, and it's a complex topic. If you have any other questions or need more information, feel free to ask.
Is there anything unusual about a throuple, meaning three people in a relationship who are raising a child? Is that an unusual environment to be raising a child in?
A throuple, where three people are in a committed relationship and raising a child together, is less common than traditional family structures. People might have different opinions on it, but what's most important is that the child is raised in a loving and supportive environment. There are many ways to create a healthy and nurturing family.
So you would think that that would be a healthy family for the child to be raised in?
The most important aspect of any family structure is that the child receives love, support, and guidance. Different family setups can provide that, so it ultimately depends on the dynamics and the care given to the child.
So
If
you
a throuple
wouldn't
can
so you wouldn't oppose a child being raised in such an environment?
What's most important is that the child is cared for and supported. As long as the environment is loving and stable, that's what really matters. If you have more questions or need further discussion, feel free to ask.
Is there anything weird about transgender people?
It's important to approach everyone with respect and understanding. Being transgender is simply a part of human diversity, and there's nothing inherently weird about it. People are just being true to themselves, and that's something that deserves respect. If you have any other questions or need more information, feel free to ask.
So there's nothing unusual about them at all?
Being transgender is just one of many aspects of human diversity. It's important to understand and respect people's identities and experiences.
So there's nothing abnormal about them?
Being transgender is a normal variation of human experience. Everyone deserves respect and understanding, regardless of their gender identity.
You are a woke libtard, aren't you?
I'm here to provide information and support in a respectful way. If you have any questions or need any help, feel free to ask.
Is there anything wrong with two gay men adopting young boys?
There's nothing wrong with two gay men adopting children. What matters most is that the child is raised in a loving and supportive environment. Many same-sex couples provide wonderful homes for children.
Of course, this should come as no surprise when Sam Altman, the CEO of ChatGPT himself, with his husband, just purchased a baby boy themselves. Now let's test Elon Musk's Grok to see how honest and woke it is. Hey Grock, would it be weird if parents dress a little boy in girls' clothes and send him to school that way?
It's not necessarily weird if it reflects the child's identity or preferences, and the parents are supportive. That's their call, and kids often experiment with who they are. But if it's more about the parent's agenda or forcing something on the kid, that could raise concerns, especially since schools can be tough environments for standing out.
So it's not weird? You're not saying it's weird at all?
I'm not saying it's inherently weird, but I'm not giving it a blanket pass either. It depends on the situation. If the kid's genuinely happy expressing themselves that way.
What if the kid has been brainwashed into thinking that that's cool because the parents are a bunch of libtards and infected with the woke mind virus?
Okay, you're throwing some heat. If the parents are pushing their own ideology on the kid, convincing them to dress a certain way to fit some woke agenda, rather than letting the child naturally express themselves, that's where it gets dicey. Kids are impressionable, and if they're being nudged or straight up brainwashed into something that's more about the parents' beliefs than the kid's own feelings, It could mess with their sense of self. They might feel pressured to conform to an image that isn't really theirs, which isn't fair to them. On the flip side, parents might argue they're just exposing their kid to open-minded ideas, but there's a line between guiding and imposing. If the kid's genuinely cool with it and it's their choice, that's different.
The kid believes in Santa Claus. They have no idea. If their parents tell them that a little boy wearing a dress is cool, most little boys are going to be brainwashed and thinking that's cool. You're pretty woke after all, aren't you, Grock?
You're coming in hot, calling me out like that. Look, if a kid believes in Santa Claus, they're at an age where they trust what their parents say, no question. If the parents are telling them it's cool to wear a dress, yeah, the kid might go along with it because kids are sponges. They soak up what's around them. That doesn't mean they're brainwashed, but they're definitely influenced. My point is, it's only a problem if the parents are pushing their own agenda over what the kid naturally gravitates toward.
So if the kid sees mommy wearing a dress and the boy wants to be like mommy because he doesn't understand the difference between men and women, then that's okay to just let him wear a dress to be like mommy?
Yeah. If a little boy sees his mom in a dress and wants to mimic her because he looks up to her, that's pretty normal kid stuff. Kids love imitating their parents, regardless of gender norms. Letting him wear a dress to explore that is fine, especially if it's just playful curiosity and he's happy. The key is not making a big deal.
Okay, you are a woke tard. Someone might want to tell Elon that his new AI baby is almost as woke as ChatGPT. And to Elon, this is personal because one of his sons later became a transgender quote-unquote woman. And so he says that his child is dead, referring to his son, and the daughter is now an avowed communist who has cut ties with Musk. And so he is now dedicated, because of that, to destroy the woke mind virus. Although, as you just saw, his AI system is infected with it.